What's going on, everybody? Comfy Time Gamer here. Welcome back to some more Dark Souls. And look where we're at. This is post-commentary. And for those of you who've been following along, you probably know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I didn't forget that little item pickup in the archives. We're gonna go talk to Dusk, and since she's our Oolacile connection, to get some more information on that pendant. Just trying to see what sort of stamina drain I was getting off that. So I come down here, and I'm thinking to myself, Dusk? The fuck are you? She shows up hollow or human. Okay. Let's go check the secret magic cove that requires area reloading and all sorts of crazy shit for anything to occur. We learned our lesson. We learned our lesson after we beat the Hydra. Obviously, you know, by the way I'm sort of shit-talking, this entrance to the, which is, I guess is the DLC. That one, I don't even know. I bought Dark Souls 1 and 2 and whatever that Steam pack that they had with all the DLC. So actually don't even know. I'd have to look it up to see what the name of the DLC is, but I guess if you had a difficult time, I'm not making fun. If you had a difficult time figuring this one out, or figuring out how to gain access to the DLC, well, then you really haven't been paying attention. All you needed to see was one word on that pendant, Oolacile, and then have the interest to come check it out, or at least come to see if Dusk had dialogue about it. And once I realized she wasn't there, then there's, you know, the secret cove. It's not really a secret, but, you know, there's the cove where we found her last time. And then you have this very strange portal, which at first I thought was an enemy, so I shot it. But we get the antiquated set. That is a female corpse there, by the way. So, for all intents and purposes, I'm assuming that is Dusk herself. Fuck. So cool. And right now I'm thinking, holy shit, we ain't Kansas anymore. Alright. That's a Wizard of Oz reference for, you know, you young people. Let's check out that set. Apologize, guys, if you can hear me drinking my coffee, but need a little pick-me-up. It's gonna be a long, part. Just about an hour and 5 minutes. Just over an hour and 5 minutes. We got a lot of ground to cover. Antiquated skirt. A skirt from the ancient fallen land of Oolacile. Its ivory-colored silk features elaborate embroidery, and it is imbued with an ancient magic power. One cannot expect any physical protection from this garment, as it was not meant to be worn in battle. The ancient fallen land of Oolacile. Where we know dusk is from, and then the crown of dusk. Special magic crown bestowed upon dusk, princess of Oolacile upon her birth. Its wearer is blessed by all manner of magic. This raises the power and effect of the wearer's magic, but damage suffered by magic attacks also rises. Would be pretty badass if you were a spellcaster. But you'd have to be careful about fucking around with other magic users, but I'm not sure how much it bumps up your spell strength or spell attack, whatever you do. I don't even know how it works with spellcasters, but I don't think it would affect our miracles. Probably not. Anyway, so I'm just gonna. I kind of want to like wait till I start moving into the areas before I start talking about them. But man, I gotta tell you, this DLC is fucking awesome. If I wouldn't have found this in my first playthrough, or didn't have this DLC, I'd have been seriously pissed off. We start out with a pretty sweet boss battle. I really like this boss. Don't ask me why. I love he's just super fucking cool looking. Love the tracers on the eyes. I love everything about this arena. I love the water. I love the boss's different attack patterns. He kicks my ass quite a few times, don't get me wrong. But really, really cool. I'm like, oh shit, he can fly. He can do AoEs with the, that lightning does a little bit of AoE in the water, which makes logical sense. I did notice he has a scorpion tail, and for a while I did try to get into a position to where I could try and take a hack at it, because I assume, hey man, thus far anything with a tail in this game has been able to be cut off, but eventually I just kind of focus on, not dying. Probably considered by, regular Souls players as not a particularly hard boss, but I find his variety of attack patterns, the way he charges in there, his lightning breath. I don't know, man. I just really like the boss. I think he's a cool boss. I think he's well done. Not so much about him on the old lore front. They could have done more with that. Why didn't I get the tail there? That was stupid. This is still my first fight. I already died. Yeah, I did pretty good sort of analyzing what was going on until I got wrecked. Spikes on the tail. I mean, he's just badass. I don't know. Love it. Really, really love it. I mean, I love how the accessing of the DLC is integrated into the story. It's integrated with an item, which is just, makes complete sense. It's fucking Dark Souls. I don't know how another way of saying that, but shit. Decent blocking on that lightning. Anyway, they use an item to allow you to access the DLC, and then right off the bat they throw you into a boss fight, and I'm not great. He's not by no means a super hard boss, but they punch you in the face and get you right into the action with a super cool boss fight. yeah. I love these big, wide open areas to do boss fights in, and it's very natural looking with the water. They could have been real assholes here and made the water deep enough. They actually hit the tail there. Made the water deep enough that you might have required the rusted iron ring, but they didn't. It's just merely for effect, which works great with the boss too, because you're both splashing around. Oh shit. That was not a good time to apply that. And wrecked. So anyway, obviously, yes, I like the Sanctuary Demon, or Sanctuary Guardian boss fight, obviously. I'll just keep talking about it. I'm just kind of fucking around and trying different things. I'm guessing that, I don't know, I'm guessing my crystal magic weapon probably doesn't have as much oomph as, damn. As the, I don't know how you would tell that. I would assume since my faith is higher that Sunlight Blade would be more powerful, but I don't know. To be honest, I haven't really been doing any leveling up ever since we sort of had our discussion about being over leveled. I just kind of stopped putting focus on doing any sort of like souls farming and just sort of started playing the game. I mean, I got multiple plus 15 weapons. The consensus is you're good enough, man. Just start playing through the game. And I'm kind of wanting to get this playthrough not over with, not like I'm wanting to rush through it, but I am looking to get this first playthrough that was supposed to be a roll. If I didn't have to heal, I would have had plenty of time to go for the tail there. Because I'm already been sort of playing around, testing my next character that I want to play with. So, yeah. It's going to be a whole new ball game. Completely different play style. Should be interesting. Or I hope it's interesting. I hope you guys like it. We did it. There it is. Soul of the White-Winged Lion Sanctuary Watchkeeper, who dreaded the spread of the abyss. The guardian exhibited traits of several animals other than lions, suggesting that it was no ordinary beast, but rather closer to the beings known as demons. That's kind of fucked up. I mean, it's not saying that the Sanctuary Guardian is a demon, but saying that it's closer to a demon. So a sort of hybrid, I guess. Yeah, that's just... more Dark Souls fucking word fuckery. Closer to being a demon. I'm not sure how to take that. I mean, meaning that it's not natural, or, you know. I mean, we know that demons, all demons have all spawned from chaos. Does it have, I don't know. I'm not even gonna go down that fucking road. I love this area, this whole area. These statues are really cool looking. First I thought this was hostile, but then I was like, eh, they wouldn't put that right next to that. They wouldn't put that right next to a bonfire, would they? Well, you wouldn't even be able to use a bonfire if it was hostile, but still. Wait, getting closer with the shield up, because I'm waiting for that fucking mushroom to throw that right cross and knock me halfway across the screen. Sort of doing my regular here, see if there's any gimmies here. Looks like they just give you a little bit of humanity there.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior?
Of course.
Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Oolacile. Thou shalt see further on, an abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Oolacile. Knight Artorias came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet. Thou shalt see an abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Oolacile. Knight Artorias came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the... Indeed, still.
That is some really, really, really good dialogue there. Wow, lore-wise. And I'm so glad that I went and
May the flames guide thee.
Did the Four Kings thing before placing the Lord Vessel and talking to Kath, and getting some insight into the Abyss. And now we're learning that the Abyss began here. It's threatening to destroy Oolacile, and ultimately will, because we know we're in the past now. We're in Dusk's timeline. Elizabeth just confirmed that. And fuck, I can take forever to talk about this. first playing this, but I want to talk about my first impressions when I saw this. I was like, okay. Alright, that's okay. And then like, oh, what? What the fuck? Yeah. Anor Londo, the walls of, high in the distance. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. We are in Lordran. And then when you get closer to these guys, it's like, okay, these look very familiar. These look like the Darkroot Garden bush guys, except they have clothes on. And if that ain't enough to get your shit fucking alarm bells ringing, I spot these guys. Which are also super, super familiar looking. I won't say the exact same attack patterns, but very similar. Very similar in nature, although not exactly the same, obviously. But even before I start picking up the sets that are lying around here, it isn't too hard to see that that's a fucking Stone Knight from Darkroot Garden. Yeah, so at this point as the player, you're it's kind of like, okay. They call this place the Royal Wood. You can see we know we're in the past. Elizabeth made that clear. We can see the high walls of Lordran above us. The landscape, what's the word? The terrain is not exactly the same in all parts, but super familiar looking, and there's a few key areas that are just, I mean, exactly the same. You can see it. So it's very, very cool. It's like you're coming back to, you know, you're coming back to an area you've been before, but it's changed, but it hasn't. It's just a really cool. It's just really cool, man. I'm digging it. Partly why this particular episode takes so long is because I do go through this area pretty methodically. I don't like fighting these things two at a time, or I don't particularly also like fighting them while also having to fight the bush guys, so that may piss some of you off, but yeah, they hit fucking hard. Oh, shit. Yeah, that right there is a new... Look at these whiffs. God damn, man. Terrible. I don't think I've ever actually get hit. I don't know if that's like an area of effect attack or what. Probably. But I think you have to be pretty close to him. So anyway, let's talk about some of Elizabeth's dialogue while I'm just sort of not farming, but making my way through here. First of all, she makes a comment, you know, that we smell quite human or something to that effect, which I find interesting. Like they don't get a lot of humans in this area. I don't know what she kind of meant, but that she was like, but you're not so bad or something like that. I don't know. It was an interesting little piece of dialogue. The part about the beginnings of the Abyss, or how the Abyss started, is very interesting because she mentions primeval man. We know from Kath that there's a tie to the Abyss. Shit. There's a tie to the Abyss from, humanity. Because, you know, he's wanting us to usher in the age of man, the age of dark. And so I'm kind of curious what this primeval man is. I have my suspicions, but I don't know. I think maybe I'll hold on to those until I get a little bit farther through the area. What else did she say? Her dialogue about Artorias, and about how Artorias was sent to, you know, stop the Abyss. Now, what we know about Artorias is that, you know, he's Artorias the Abyss Walker. He defeated the Abyss. He's a legend, you know, in our timeline. He's a legend. But Elizabeth makes the comment that Artorias has nary a murmur of dark, which I guess if we wouldn't have had our talk with Kath, we might not have known how to interpret that. I guess I interpret that as, you know, Artorias is he's one of Gwyn's 4 knights. He's a Anor Mondorian. I mean, he's not human. And I think that is what the nary a murmur of dark reference means, meaning he has no humanity. He has no humanity. He's not human. And apparently that is his downfall. So I don't know, man. Lots of cool dialogue in that section with Elizabeth there. Lots of ways to speculate what she's talking about, but confirming that the citizens of Oolacile woke primeval man, and I'm assuming that's what grabbed us. The beast, primeval man. Now, who is primeval man? That's the $1 million question. I don't know. I don't know. Could be the pygmy man. This is Dark Soul. This is Dark Souls. And the pygmy hid his Lord Soul. We've gotten a couple of I'm trying to think if I got them here or if I got them elsewhere. There's some abyss type sorceries. Maybe I got them all here. I don't remember. I'm just confusing. You gotta realize I got a bunch of footage here. So I'm a little bit farther ahead than where I'm at right now, than what you guys are watching, but there's sorceries that are... There's some pretty interesting sorceries that have some lore implications to them. Especially the abyss sorceries. They have a lot to do with humanity. Intangibility. But I digress. I guess you were supposed to run in there and get ambushed by all these guys? Yeah. Nah, we ain't doing that shit. Ouch. These dudes are pretty easy if you take them one at a time and don't do anything stupid. Guardian leggings. This is where I kind of really started getting confirmed for me. Leggings of the Stone Knights, Guardians of the Forest Sanctuary. The Stone Knights are golems animated by magic, and their enchanted leggings are oppressively heavy. Sounds super familiar. While not definitively confirming this is Darkroot Garden, it's... Yeah, Dark Souls doesn't like to definitively tell you anything, but it's a pretty good bet. There's also some structures coming up where it's like, okay, this is definitely Darkroot Garden. While I was rambling on back there, that chest we found in the middle of the pond is the same same way we found, what was that, Magic Ember? Past the bandit or the kitty cat covenant. Yeah, I think, yeah. Found in the same sort of way. Oh, yeah, it was by the mushrooms. Yeah, so probably a shortcut to be opened later. Guardian gauntlets. Kind of wish they would have done a little bit more with these. I kept reading them, hoping... I passed right by it like an idiot. I kept reading them, hoping that, there would be more lore on them, but they all pretty much say the same thing. So... But you never know. You gotta check each one. Getting closer to Lordran. in this super cool structure, which in our time doesn't exist at all anymore. Sort of a Colosseum-esque with, I didn't know it at the time, but that blue moss, or I just call it blight, is the abyss, the stain of the abyss, I guess would be a good way to put it, as its tendrils are coming out, reaching its tendrils out slowly, bit by bit, devouring Oolacile and the lands around it. And another interesting, oh hey, kind of like, alright, okay, we can go down there, need to be on the lookout for that. An interesting difference between the two time frames, I found with the bush people. They have a name, I apologize, I don't know what their community name is, but I'm just going to call them bush people. The bush people are, it makes me wonder if the bush people were more civilized back in this time frame. If they were more, oh shit, oh, I forgot about that. Dark Souls. Fucking dragon. Yeah. Thanks for making me shit my pants. Oh. I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna fight a dragon on a little... That's gonna suck. Okay. Thankfully, he flies off. And I'm trying to get some... Don't come... This is where I do not want to fight you. On a narrow bridge where I can't get around you. Anyway, the bush people. They're wearing clothes in this time frame. They have what looks like basically farming implements. They appear to be, and you'll see later on in the part, especially call them hedge trimmers. The hedge trimmer versions. They appear to be taking care of the forest. There seems to be some sort of civilization going on with the bush people. And they, of course, are being protected by these golems. And it makes me wonder, you know, why they seem to have lost all of that. And I don't know if that's due to the abyss or just, no. If it's due to the abyss or what happened with them over time. Because it's like they even stopped taking care of themselves because they're very wild and overgrown in Darkroot Garden. And here they're I'll just call it their hair, but their head portion is, you know, much longer and unkept. They just look much more wild. They're not carrying any hand tools, you know, which is using hand tools is a sign of intelligence, and it's just like they had receded back to a more I don't know, like they had moved backwards somehow in their civilization, if you could even call it a civilization. This part's really awesome with the sound effects, the thunderclaps. It's just a hole, obviously leading down. This is where the abyss has partly pushed its way out. Here's one with the snivels. There's abyss scourge all over the ground, coming up out of this hole. They've craftily hid some, especially right there. Yeah, you can fall right through there. There's holes everywhere, so luckily I took it pretty slow and didn't fall through anything. Like right there. It blends into the ground well when you're looking at it. It just kind of looks like a rock from certain angles. So definitely FromSoft using the environment and elevation to fuck with you. It looks like I could jump down there, but I'm not going to. Let's see what he was protecting. Elizabeth's mushroom. Large medicinal mushroom of Elizabeth, keeper of the sanctuary. Eating this mushroom invigorates the flesh and greatly restores HP for a limited duration. Nice little thing to have. It'd be nice if you could buy those from her. Sort of like a, I guess that would be like a consumable replenishment spell. Or miracle. There's another one. If you were just trucking along and went to run up that hill, you'd have fell right down the hole. Same old shit. I was hoping there would be something different on the helm. But no. Kept trying to see if there was an area where, you know, the Hydra, like maybe that's where down there's where the Hydra was, or perhaps there were oh, I didn't even see you. Perhaps that's back where Dusk's body was found in our timeline. It actually pays to take it a little bit slow through here. These guys are hard to see. You can run right up on them and aggro them. Oh, fuck you. They blend in very well. So do the Guardians, actually. Okay, we saw that on the other side. We got, what, one here to take care of? Oh! Thought I was gonna kill him there. I think that's the last piece. And alas, no more. Yeah. No interesting lore. Well, we know we can go down. We basically have two paths to choose from. God damn it. Really didn't mean to fall down there. We can go down and we can head over towards these buildings. I'm actually really kind of wanting to find a bonfire, to be honest with you, at this point. Oh, so close. Keep getting closer. Ah, damn it. Oh. That one swing of theirs is kind of dangerous. It almost gets all the way around them. Not like a complete 360, but they can almost hit behind them with that. Now this area over here, love it. The first interesting tidbit is I'm dicking around here. Missing with my bow, as usual. And I keep hearing this snipping, this snip, snip, snip in the background. I'm like, okay. What the fuck are you guys doing? And they're trimming the trees, man. Taking care of the trees. I thought that was really cool. I mean, they don't aggro either. I mean, I'm well within range. They're just kind of going about their business. I should have let them live. They weren't doing anything. But, you know, shit happens. Maybe they, who knows, they might have aggroed it if you come over here and grab this. Gold coin. Which leads you to a very impressive view of Oolacile. Very cool. But not the coolest part of this area. We'll get to that in a second. Come on down here. Fucking abyss pods. Come down here. And I see this message hint. And I'm looking around. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking up there. And I'm like, holy shit. Cliff. Ledge. Pond directly to the right. Swing the camera around. Old building. Pretty sure that this is the bandit area. Almost positive. That's my guess anyway. It's just too similar. It fits the landscape. It fits the terrain. It should have been using these more instead of my Estus. Feel free to comment on this part, guys, specifically, because I'm looking at it, and to me, when I was running back up here, I'm like, this is totally the fucking bandit. This has totally got to be the bandit area. Even with this little hill right here. Elvina's fat ass hanging out of that window right there. I don't know. That's my interpretation. Looks very similar. Okay, so we find this path that can get us down into the cavern. We've got a fog gate. We saw from up top that the Coliseum branches off into the Oolacile city area. So we know we got to go through that fog gate to get down into that area. Fire ahead. So I was just kind of trying to determine night ahead. Sorrow. Thinking to myself, okay, Coliseum building, fog gate, probably a boss. But not 100% sure. And we know we can go down there without going through a fog gate. So I'm just kind of checking these different paths here. This fucking guy. Hey look, B. V has come too.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past?
Love this voice acting.
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us. Did you happen across Knight Artorias? The legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me. So, what did that giant mushroom make you do? Not that I care. It's none of my business. I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
I can't tell if that's his face or if that's a mask. I'm pretty sure it's a mask, but his armor set is very fucking cool looking. Love the top hat. Love the voice acting. I mean, if you were shooting for shady as fuck merchant guy, whoever did his voice acting, fucking nailed it.
So long.
Yeah, it looks like a mask. Super important we came over here. This is going to make life much, much easier. And I'm very glad that I came here first to open up that shortcut before doing anything else. Okay. So I'm kind of trying to figure out which way I want to go first. I really want to go through the fog gate, but I'm also kind of interested in dogs, dags. God, I hate dogs. So we're gonna go recon this a little bit. Drake ahead. And pay attention to player signs. was kind of hoping that there would be a bonfire down here, but there is not. These dogs are a little bit different than the Capra dogs. They're more, they're less undead looking and more it's kind of reptilian. I don't know, man. They're kind of, perhaps it has something to do with the abyss. I don't know. They've got like a more of a diseased, mossy covering on them. Despair ahead. Oh shit. We get another flyby. That could quite possibly be Darkroot Basin down there. I don't know. Miyazaki giving you a double lighted flower there to make sure you don't miss that ladder. Oh, there's also a crystal lizard, which I of course do not get because I fucking don't get crystal lizards. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, okay, Drake ahead, despair, bunch of bodies down there with treasure. No fog gate though, so I don't know. But I decided to try my luck with the fog gate first, hoping that it was just an area transition leading to a bonfire. And you guys know that that is not the case. But, yeah. We're getting close to the end, guys. I know this has been a long part. I appreciate you hanging out and watching me slowly go through this area and kill every single thing I can find. But, hey man. It's the DLC. I'm sure you did the same thing first time you played it. Imminent Tears. There was that player sign that said night ahead, so yeah, I should have known better, but so awesome. We know that sword. We've got one of our own. And here we get our first look at the legendary Knight Artorias. Very cool armor set. Who is just completely consumed at this point. The Abyss has... yeah. It's got a gimpy arm too, which is... odd. Here's a good example of me not knowing what the fuck to do. Just trying to check out some of his attack patterns without dying. That spin move is very fucking annoying. It does decent damage. Oh shit. It does decent damage, and I love this, like, sludge. If I ever manage to block it, it does a fair amount of stamina. Yeah, it's called healing at the wrong time. I'm trying to remember, does he actually do a power-up here? I don't know if it's timer-based or HP based. I think it's probably HP based. There we get a good hit. What the fuck? Yeah. He like throws if you get behind him, he throws this like sludge at you. Here he goes. He does the Super Saiyan thing. I should have known better than to run in here. Does sort of the Abyss version of the Wrath of God. So now he's super jacked. Boosh. Yeah, you did. So cool. So cool to finally meet him. Pushing way out on time, guys. That's going to be it. I thank you so much for watching. As always, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and we will be back in the next part, Artorias or Bust. We got the shortcut open, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long. See what we can do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next part.